Good morning, guys. We will be looking into the topic called tech review today. For the tech review, okay, steps for technical review or pre-packaging analysis. This is what that you will have to use in your production as well. Now, there are few steps. Okay, we'll be clearing something called as temp location within your Windows operating system. Will be clearing. When I say clear, I'll be deleting the files inside that. And in the event viewer, we'll be clearing the application logs. Okay, this is applicable only for Windows 7. Okay, step 4A. I can put one more 4A. Set. Check for MSI installer in event viewer. Applicable only for Windows 7 and Windows 10. Okay. Then take a VMware screenshot, a snapshot. This I will not do, but you guys can do it. Copy the application of interest into the VMware build. When I say application, the application that you want to do a tech review. Then check if the application has a vendor MSI or a Legacy EXE. The application has an MSI, then extract the MSI. Check if the functionality of extract MSI is same as the source MSI. Once the functionality is extracted, okay, and it's same as the source, go ahead and create an MST. Now we will do all of it now. We'll do all of it now. Okay, how? In this particular machine. Now my idea, okay. I have the list of files and folders which I have already given you guys in this location. I'll be frequently visiting this particular location. Okay. Now, what we will do here is the first step for the technical review. Clear the temp location. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to go to run. I'm going to type percentage temp percentage. Click OK. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to clear my percentage temp percentage. This is okay. Now, why did I clear this? Because they had a lot of junk before, right? Now if my exe or file which I'm installing is extracting some file here, it will be easily for me to identify what changes it is doing. And I might need that file to be copied somewhere. Okay, so what I will do, I'm deleting this temp file. Done. Okay, this is done. Step 2, clear C Windows installer. C Windows installer is a hidden file. Okay, so if I go to C:/Windows, I don't find installer here. I don't find installer anywhere here. See, it's not there. But even if I put /, see, I don't have installer. But if I type it, you can see C Windows installer. I'm deleting this. This is also one more location where the files can get extracted. Next, open in event viewer and clear application logs. Clear log. All the junk will get cleared. That was here. Whatever the junk was there, it will get cleared. You'll understand now once we go to the next step. Disable Windows installer service only for Windows 7. Okay, so check if MSI installer in event viewer after app is installed. Okay, And this one we will not do now, we will do it later because once we have to install the app. I'm not going to take a VMware snapshot because I don't have enough space, but you guys can take the VMware snapshot in the production, okay? To keep it, to always, you need not redo all these things again, just to avoid redo, okay? We're going to do that. Then copy the application of interest. So what is my application of interest today? Today, let me take an app of, say, your Adobe Reader. So let me take Adobe Reader. Yeah. See here, I'm going to copy this Adobe Reader. I'm pasting it here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this app. So it's installing Adobe Reader. It's extracting the files here. I4 is very important. Just observe. Just a minute, guys. Now you have installed Adobe Acrobat Reader. I'm going to go ahead and click on install. Now what's it doing? Look at the observe the status. It's writing the registry values. Now, do not click on finish. First thing is, do not click on finish. Very, very important. Okay. Without clicking on finish, you should be able to go forward. So how? Why I'm telling not to click on finish is any files that is copied, okay, into these locations which I just showed you, into C Windows install. See, few files have come into C Windows installer or to %temp%. Okay. You will not know which file is required to do your application packaging. You will not know at all. Okay, which file is required. You might have to copy these files or capture these files to do the package. So what we will do, we are not going to click on finish, but we are going to go to our event viewer and we are going to refresh. If you observe, we have a source called MSI installer. Look at the timeline in the event viewer. 9:51, the time which is the latest timeline will be at the top. The exhausted time will be below. Okay. If you observe here, your Windows installer interaction or your application started getting installed from this location. C program data, Adobe setup, MSI Acro, read MSI. So what I will do, I'll copy this folder structure. And I'll paste it here. You see, I have a list of files that was used for installation. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my share location. I'm going to create a new folder. I'll name it as project. Okay. And inside this, I'm going to copy the entire files that I did. I'm capturing the entire data. How I captured? I came to my event viewer. I look for the source called MSI installer. Now, what does this determine? This determines my application is having an MSI inside it. As per my tech review, my intention is to check if the application has a vendor MSI or if it is Legacy EXE. Legacy EXE is inside that it will not have any MSI. It will directly install files and registry keys. Okay. Vendor MSI is your EXE will have an MSI, your MSI will get extracted and that MSI will get installed. And when it gets installed, it will get captured in this particular location. Okay, Windows logs application under MSI installer. This is the start of the installation and this is the end of the installation. Okay, now after this is done, okay, what you have to do, you have to check if the function extract MSI is same as source MSI. For that, to check that, what you have to do, you have to launch the source MSI and see is everything proper. Okay, now let me click on finish. Now my work is to launch this MSI. Look at this Acrobat.dc, I'm launching it. Now you can see my application is launched. It seems to be working fine. Now I have to see various basic things like in the C drive where it's getting installed. It might be C program files, Adobe Reader. So this is where it's getting installed. What all is getting installed along with the Adobe Reader? Okay, check if anything else is getting installed. Nothing else. How does it look in the ERP entry? Go to appfist.cpl. What do you see here? Okay, so here you can see an Adobe Reader application which is having an install and change button. Okay, with the size 253 MB with the version 18.11. Now what we will do? Okay, we have to see, okay, that the application that we have got here or this particular app that we have here will be installing this with the same set of features, or is it going to be there's going to be any changes while installing this? We have to check that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to revert. Admin Studio, go to, I'm going to revert this. Okay, when I revert it, since I've already copied my file in the share location, it will not get affected. Okay, I'm going to click on yes. Password 1989. Now I have got the extracted MSI with me. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and check if my application or if my extracted MSI is behaving as the same as the source MSI. Okay, check the function to extract MSI same as the source MSI. I'm going to copy this. Here, now if I come to view, observe, I have few set of files with setup.exe. We're not going to use the setup.exe. It's always going to be the MSI. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to install this MSI and check if the version, if everything is the same. Okay, including the version, the shortcuts, the icons, everything. So I'm going to install this. It's installing. If I click on finish here, see here, I have a desktop shortcut. So one more point here, guys, for you guys to remember. As a best practice in production, you should not keep any desktop shortcut related to the application. Okay, remember this point. You should not keep any desktop shortcut related to the application. Okay, now if I click on start, I can see the app has got the shortcut. Let me go to my program files and see if it is installed in the same location. It's installed in the same location. Let me go to AppWiz. I'm sorry, it was a typo. It's appwiz.cpl. Now, if you come out and see here, now if you come to your AppWiz here, you see the version of the app that you have is 15 here, but the version that we saw was 18, isn't it? Did you guys capture that info? The version that we saw was 18. Yeah.
Yes, it was saying 18.
Now, why is it 15 here? If you come to your source that you have installed, you see you installed an MSI, which is only 2 MB of size, which is having the base version of 15. But you have another, I think it's about, this is about 100 MB, which is an MSP. MSP is called Microsoft Patch. Okay, it's a Microsoft Patch. Okay, now normally few companies, what they do is they keep the base MSI as the same and they keep upgrading this patch. Okay, now if I install this, observe how things will change. See, I don't have an option for install. I have an option for update. This might look silly. This might look, small work, but trust me, for every application, if you do this, it will make your packaging job very, very easier. 95% of your packaging decisions are made during your tech review. How much percentage? 95%. Rest of the other 5% is your scripting and all those things, automating things. Okay, that is the criticality of doing a tech review. Most of the packages are quite lazy to do this, and they end up, wasting a lot more than time that is required on a specific application. So for a good packager, he will always do a tech review. So I have my setup completed. Now if you go, I have 15, refresh. You saw the version there, 18. You saw that, guys, how a tech review could help you to determine.
Yep.
Yes. Now, I hope you guys are clear how to do a tech review, right? Yes. Now, let me take one more app. Which app shall I take? Let me go to the drive location. Okay, let me take our VLC application. Okay. For the VLC application, what I will do again, let me revert to a clean build. Now we saw Adobe Reader which has an MSI inside it. Let me show an application which does not have an MSI inside it. Okay, at least you'll have a clear-cut difference between these two. Now, let me go ahead, go to Event Viewer. And clear all the. It's taking some time. If I go to Windows Logs, Applications, we saw how we fetch the MSI installer, right? We're going to do the same thing for the VLC player, okay? I want to right click, clear log. Let me fetch a VLC app here. Now let me install this. Observe this. Now observe, I have not going to click on finish, but before that, I'm going to go to my event viewer. I'm going to refresh. Do you see the source here as MSI installer anywhere? Yes or no?
No.
Do you see that?
No.
No MSI installer source. So what does that determine? That determines this application does not have an MSI inside that. Understood? So if application is a legacy EXE, if it does not have an MSI, go ahead and convert that EXE to MSI or install using a silent switch. Either of these two will happen, but here I will teach you how to convert the EXE to an MSI. Okay? You guys are clear how to do a tech review?
Mhm.
Clear.
Yes. Perfect. Now, make sure you do this tech review for all the apps that we package in your production. Okay, it is mandatory to do the tech review for all the apps you do in production. Now, once this is done, once your tech review is done, okay, what I'm going to show you next is going to be about your MSI architecture. Okay, it's going to be about your MSI architecture. But before that, I want one of you guys to take control of my machine and do the tech review. Okay, so let me start with uh, let me start the Rizwan. I'm going to revert this machine. Okay, and others can help them. Okay. Okay. Now, Menaka, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get your source file here. I want you to repeat this because it's kind of very important. So, Menaka, I'm giving you the keyboard and mouse control. You will be able to control my machine. Okay. Go ahead, Menaka.
Sure.
You can follow the steps in the WhatsApp. I've given you the steps in the WhatsApp already. Others, please observe. We have questions. You can ask me the questions. Any questions in between? You have doubts, you can ask me. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, Pa. Ask me.
Sir, sorry, sir. Please tell me why we are doing this practical. What is the motto of this practical? To find out MSI or what?
Okay. The motto is as soon as you, okay, now what happens? I'm a requester. Okay. as a requester, I'll tell Rizwan, I want these applications to be deployed to 10,000 machines. Like this only request will come. From SCCM, I want
Okay.
this application to be requested to 10,000 machines. Simple. He will give you the source, nothing he will give you. Okay, only this. Now your work is to take the application, okay, and see if this application is having an MSI or not, or it is just a legacy EXE. Okay, once you find this,
Okay.
if there is an MSI application, the method of approach is different. The legacy EXE, the method of approach is different. For an MSI, we will create something called as transform. For legacy EXE, we have to convert it into an MSI. You understood? That's why we are doing this job. So this is the first level decision making that we will do. You got the idea?
Okay.
So when I
Yeah,
said
yeah, I got.
95% of the work is done here, what I meant was you will come to know what are the shortcuts getting installed. You will come to know where the files are going. You will come to know how many files are getting installed. All this information, once you come to know, you know your problem now. All that is, you have the solution. Now in the solution, what you will do, you will use the packaging techniques, which I'm going to teach you. That anyhow not a problem, but knowing where to use which packaging techniques is important. That is why tech review is has having that kind of a weightage. Got the idea, Rizwan?
Okay. Yeah, yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
MSI installer, yeah. Now what happened was I asked you guys to clean up C Windows installer, or I asked you guys to do it in the temp. See, MSI, this particular application which I took has, is copying the file in this location. What if some other app is copying it to some other location? The one of the easiest ways to find it is event viewer. In end user computing, event viewer is a very, very important tool because it will give us from where what execution is happening. Got it? You want to share location, ma?
Why
On
not?
your left side, there's a share folder. On your left side, down below, there's a share folder. You can give it as like this.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Inside that, yeah, you can.
Oh, not this one. So we only take the first started MSI installer location, correct? There is another one here.
Both will be same. Both will be. And one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
What you have more than one MSI, and in an EXE, you could have more than one MSI, right? In
Oh,
that scenario, it is
mm-hmm.
good to observe. It is good to observe all the MSI installer sources.
Okay.
Okay, it is good. So this will really help.
So one EXE can have more than one MSI?
One EXE can have more than one MSI. The maximum number of MSIs which I have packaged is 25 MSIs in a single EXE. Adobe Autodesk.
Okay.
25 MSIs. By the time I install it, I go for a coffee. One small tech review, it took me 2 days, whichever I showed in 5 minutes.
Mm.
Okay. They made me any Autodesk package comes, they will give all the Autodesk packages to me because I become an expert in that.
Okay.
Like that, you will see many apps. Some apps you will not even know head and tail. And especially if you get in-house prepared apps, so basically what will happen is the in-house developer will create an application and he will ask you to deploy. Before even deployment, it will go to the repackager again. as a repackager, you have certain rules, okay, which we're going to talk later. And if the application does not fall into those rules, you can't even package it. And whatever applications you package has to be done through SCCM deployment. For SCCM deployment to deploy, it has to work in system context. If your source is not working in system context, there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it in a very separate class. But I'm telling you, not every application can be packaged, especially if it is an in-house developed apps. You have to be very, very careful. There are many instances I have set up a meeting with the developer and told him, hey boss, I cannot work with this application. I want the application to be repackaged or rescripted in this way so that I can go ahead and create a package for this. We have done that. We have done all those things. Yeah. So you have your basics strong, your concepts strong. When you refuse, nobody else should be able to develop that package. It should be like that.
Okay, so do we need to the checkpoint revert into?
And now what you have done, you have basically reverted
I
this,
just
right?
I just installed the EXE.
You launch the shortcut. You launch the shortcut.
So how can we avoid the creating a shortcut so it
That one
cannot
I'll tell
be,
you more. I'll tell you.
it can,
We'll do
okay.
scripting. We can do it in scripting. We can do it in MSI, MST. We have still not even gone into install sheet. We'll do it.
Okay.
First 50% will all look very easy. After that, advanced topics will come. See, the best thing in packaging now, one concept does not have any connection to another concept. It's like a Lego box, okay? This thing will be there, no? Those pieces. So the way you want to build it, you can build it using those pieces. It's like that. Next, what you have to do now, okay? This is all done. Check it in add remove programs.
Can I uninstall it or just revert it?
Yes. Now what you have to do, go ahead and revert the machine, and we can take your extract MSI, we'll install and see it. Okay, let me help you with the revert. Okay, go here. Now I was telling you the whenever an MSI gets installed, when you uninstall it, it should uninstall cleanly, right? Now, how does an MSI know what all it has put? What does an MSI know? What all files or folders it has put? So once you do this testing, I'll tell about that. Okay. Packaging is very, very easy, guys, provided you do it in certain order of sequence so that it will become very easy.
I saved it in the desktop. It might be reverted or.
That's okay. Anyhow, I have taken the backup of it from the old one. No, you can use that.
Okay.
Okay. Use this. Copy paste it, test and see it. Yes. Now it says it's successful, but later you have to install the patch. Okay. Update using your. So now, before you do that, now always go to view MSP.
Sir,
Mhm.
in patch MSP is extension Microsoft Patches.
Microsoft patch, not patches.
Macro,
Microsoft patch.
Microsoft Patch, but it is a product of Adobe. Then why its full form is Microsoft Patch?
Okay. See, Windows installer is a technology that is commonly used by all the vendors in the world for
Okay,
installation of an app on the Windows operating system. Where are you installing this app? It's being installed on Windows, right? You cannot install an MSP inside a Mac operating
okay,
system. Got it? So these are all
got it.
these are all governed. These are all defined 25, 30 years ago by Microsoft.
Hmm.
It just updates the version number, but both the
Exactly.
functionality is
It
the same.
updates the files. See, it's putting the files. It's updating the files. It'll update your version number. Okay.
And
That is
add
the purpose of
view
patch.
files as well. Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, pa.
Yeah, when I deploy the Adobe Reader MSI to
Mm-hmm.
SCCM,
Mm-hmm.
then both application can be create.
No.
One is
So what you did is
then
you would have deployed Adobe Reader MSI. Okay, that's a mistake.
yeah,
You should not deploy only Adobe Reader MSI. You should
okay,
create a script in a way both your MSI and MSP should install at once after your MSI gets installed. At that I'm going to teach you in the scripting, but you had to create a script like that. Okay, if you're only
okay. We have
deployed
to
an
create it.
extracted MSI, then you're not deploying a full app. You're only deploying a partial app.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you.
Small things only. No, if you don't have an eye for detail, it will create a big blunder, because you guys will have an exposure to almost all the machines in the entire estate. It's not reserved to a single machine. You might be working in a console, but you're basically controlling the entire estate. You have to be very careful. Where are you going to store? No need to go to store. What do you want to open?
Control panel, I just opened it, but it's open.
So here I have a control panel. Click on refresh. Go ahead and refresh it. Yes, you have your Adobe Acrobat Reader.
Okay.
Okay. Now what we will do, let me talk to you about, okay, your MSI. Okay, let me talk to you about the MSI.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, by this way we can uh, we can find MSI in from every software, just like SQL, Adobe, Visual Studio, all the things.
It's not, yes, you can do that. For every software, if it is an MSI, by this method,
If is inside,
yes,
if
if it is inside,
MSI is inside, then we can find.
100%.
Okay.
Okay, we can find.
Okay, good.
Now,
Then we can use in SCCM.
yes, can directly stage. Don't directly stage it. Script it, understand it, make sure it's working fine, and then stage it. There are
Okay.
some best practices. I'll teach you those best practices. Okay.